Good evening, Mataji. Good afternoon, Mataji.
Good evening, Mata.
Evening. So, we welcome all of you for our third session of studying Bhagavad Gita. So, today we will begin the first chapter. I'm audible, na? Everybody can hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So, last time we had, we had done introduction for Bhagavad Gita. Like last time we saw how Bhagavad Gita is like a mirror. Who remembers? What more? Prahlad?
Bhagavad Gita is like a mirror. It is like
Yeah.
a love letter. It is like a medicine, vaccination.
And more pure than Ganga water.
Ganga.
Yes, very good. So last time also, we saw uh, something about Kurukshetra. What is Kurukshetra? Where is it? Right now it is in Haryana. So now this first chapter, we are going to go to Kurukshetra, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So last time we saw the story of Kurukshetra, how Maharaj Kuru, he was tilling the land. And also last time I forgot to tell you one more story because we didn't have time. I don't remember if I told you or no. Like when Duryodhana, almost the war got over, and Duryodhana, like many of the Kauravas, almost all the Kauravas died, and many of the Pandavas also died. Only 5 Pandavas were left. Krishna was left. Only few of them were left, and then Duryodhana was badly wounded. So he just
Pandavas were only 5.
yeah, I know that. So Duryodhana was very much wounded. So he went into one lake and he was trying to rejuvenate his body, heal his body. And and everybody thought, where is Duryodhana? He's hiding. The Pandavas were thinking he's hiding. So let us find Duryodhana. We want to kill him. How can he flee away from the battlefield? So everybody started searching. Then suddenly Pandavas found where Duryodhana was through their spies, and then they called for Duryodhana and said, "Come and fight. Why are you hiding in this lake, this Sarovar?" And then Duryodhana came. He was very rejuvenated again, ready to fight. So then Balramji also came, and he saw that now Bhima and Duryodhana are going to fight. Both of them are going to fight. So immediately Balramji came and he said, no, you cannot fight here because actually Duryodhana, was hiding outside Kurukshetra. It was that area was outside Kurukshetra. So Balramji also, thought that I should take both of them again to Kurukshetra. Why? Because Kurukshetra is a very holy land, and whoever dies in Kurukshetra will go to heaven. They will benefit. Whether they die or live, they will benefit. So Balramji also tried to take Duryodhana again to Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra is a very holy land. Now we will begin our first chapter. So before going to Kurukshetra, let us see what happened before the war. So before the war was to begin, there was many things that happened actually. Krishna tried to negotiate with Kauravas. He went to the Kuru assembly. He tried to convince Dhritarashtra that you should not fight. Battle is not very good. Many people will die unnecessarily. Why don't you give back the kingdom of Pandavas? They will be happy. They will forget the insults. They will be happy. And then the yes, no, and the Dhritarashtra said, let me see, let me check. I have to ask Duryodhana. But Duryodhana said, no way, I will not give anything. So Krishna said, at least give them 5 villages. Even if you give them 5 villages, they'll be happy. Then Duryodhana said, I will not give Pandavas the land which will be of the size of the tip of the needle. You have seen the needle is very small, and the tip of the needle is all the more very small. So that much land also I am not ready to give the Pandavas. So Krishna understood, and everybody understood that now war is inevitable. Duryodhana doesn't want any peace negotiation. He's not ready to make any peace. So then Kauravas and Pandavas, they started making alliance. They started going to different kings, and they started telling them, come to my side, come to our side, fight with, from our side you can fight, on behalf of us you can fight. they started making alliance, making friendship with other kings so that they could come to their side. So like that, Duryodhan managed to gather more people than Pandavas. Pandavas got, but Pandavas had 7 Aukshani Sena, and uh, Kauravas had 11 Aukshani. So we'll see later what is Aukshani, how much one Aukshani is there, how many soldiers and how many elephants, horses, milke, what does that Aukshani consist. We will see it later. But this is how, they try to make friendship with many of the kings. So they also, Kauravas and Pandavas. So Duryodhan and Arjuna, they also went to Krishna, to Dwarka. So Dwarka, they went to Krishna. They wanted Krishna also to help them. So Duryodhan also went to Dwarka and Arjuna also went to Dwarka, and they wanted to take help from Krishna. So let us see what help, they took and what happened in Dwarka. Just we will see a So we saw that Duryodhan and Arjuna both went to Dwarka and they asked Krishna for help. So Krishna said, yes, there is 2 things are there at my disposal. One side, I am there alone. I will not take any weapon. Nihata, I will not take any weapons in my hand. I will not fight. I will only become Sarthi. And second option is, I have my Narayani Sena. So that was one Aukshani Narayani Sena. Narayani Sena is a very, very powerful Sena which Krishna had. So Krishna said, you can choose between the two. You want me alone or you want Narayani Sena. So then there was a discussion, between Duryodhan and Arjuna that who will ask first. Then Krishna said, Arjuna is younger, so he will ask first. So Duryodhana was, little anxious. If Arjuna will ask, this Narayani Sena, then what will happen? So, but Arjuna, astonishingly, Arjuna says, Krishna, I want you. I don't want, any Narayani Sena. If you are there with us, you will guide us and we will be happy. We don't want any Narayani Sena. So Duryodhana becomes very happy and he said, oh, no problem. Then we will take Narayani Sena. Krishna, Arjuna has chosen you. So let me take Narayani Sena. And then he goes and tells Shakuni, who is his mama, that, Arjuna is such a fool. He has chosen Narayani Sena. So this is actually very important, in our lives, what we choose. So in our lives also, we have to choose Krishna in our lives. Many other things, in our lives like wealth, beauty, intelligence, friends, and other material things. They are like Narayani Sena. But if we choose Krishna in our lives, we will be successful. So to be successful, we have to have Krishna by our sides. So, one very beautiful story, one Brahmachari had narrated. So I'll just tell you, it's a real life story. So one Brahmachari means one devotee, one saffron devotee. Okay. One devotee, okay. So one devotee, he was going in a flight for some, to some other place to preach. And it so happened that, by his side, there was one lady sitting. And I think she was a celebrity. So when she sat by his side, she was very respectful and she was very happy that, I'm sitting next to a wonderful devotee. Then she said, can I tell you one incident that happened in my life? So he said, yes, why not? And then she said, that was Janmashtami. And during Janmashtami, I went to one shop and I wanted to buy jewelry for my Gopal. She had a Gopal deity at home. And she wanted to buy jewelry for Gopalji for Janmashtami, for, Krishna Janmashtami. Then she said, I went to the shop and I bought some jewelry, but I saw one very beautiful deity of Krishna and Arjun. That is, Krishna and Arjun together is called Krishna Parthasarthi. Krishna is, driving the chariot of Arjuna. So she was very fascinated by that murti. And she thought, I must take it home. So she told her husband, I'm very fascinated. I want to take this deity at home. And her husband said, where do you have time? You have so many deities at home. You are not able to worship them only nicely. Where will you keep one more, So she said, no. Let me check. I'll just keep it. Maybe I'll not worship. I'll just keep it in the living room, and I'll just keep looking at them. And I'm very impelled. Just want to take them somehow. So she, she brought that deity at home, and while getting, she was praying to Krishna that Krishna, just like you guided Arjuna, in the battlefield, and throughout his life, you always guided Arjuna. I'm taking you home. Krishna, you please guide me in my life also. So this is how she prayed, and she took Krishna, that deity, to her home. And as she brought it, at night, when she was just about to sleep, go to bed, she got a phone call. And the phone call, was not a very good message had come. She had got some losses. She had incurred some losses in business. And she said, my God, I brought Krishna, Parthasarthi Krishna, to my home. And I got so much loss, business loss. And then she went to the deity and she said, Krishna, what are you doing? You have come to my house. And I told you that you guide me very nicely in my life. And here I see that, I'm getting lost. So nevertheless, she said, let's see. And she just went to sleep. And next day morning, she got up and she got another phone call in the morning. And when she picked up the phone, she was very happy after the phone call. And she told her husband, I've got a big contract. Actually, she was a singer from Hyderabad. And she had got a big contract, and she said she had got, the director of that movie had promised her lots of money. And that the song she had to sing was also of Krishna, from that movie called Bahubali. Has anybody seen that movie, Bahubali? So from that song, Kahana So Ja Zara. So that song she got to sing. So she was very happy that I got to sing Krishna's song and I'm getting lots of money also. So she, very happily, she prayed to Krishna and Parthasarthi Krishna that thank you, Krishna, you have come to my life and you're guiding me so nicely. Just remain, in such a way only in my life so that, I'll be happy. So this is how, this lady, she narrated this story, her incident in her life to this brahmachari, to this devotee. So we also should pray to Krishna that Krishna, please, even you drive our life chariot also to guide us every now and then for every little thing. You guide us in our life so that we also take correct decisions in our life and we actually come to the proper conclusions. Always we take right decisions. We don't go wrong haywire. We don't get into wrong association, wrong habits. So Krishna, please guide us. This is what we should pray. So now let us all go to Kurukshetra. So we will just see who all have come to Kurukshetra. I can see Anvita. You have so many of you have assembled, at Kurukshetra. So now we'll see what is happening, what dialogue is going to happen between Krishna and Arjuna. So now we are going to begin this first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So all those children who had given us their photographs, we tried to fit in with Krishna, on Krishna's chariot. all of you, we could see so many of you. You know, we all have come to Kurukshetra now.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Welcome. Yeah. So now let us begin with first chapter. Now, first chapter, like last time we saw, it has what is the first the name of the chapter is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. What is the name of the chapter, everyone? Can you recite? Observing
Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra.
Perfect. And yes, and how many verses are there in first chapter?
46.
46 verses. Now, you know, to study this entire chapter, 46 verses at a stretch would not be very easy. So we will be dividing this chapter into 5 sections. Just like, you know, if your mother makes pizza for you, you cannot eat a pizza, you know, whole pizza, no? Pizza is round and big. You cannot eat it. So you make it into pieces. So we similarly this chapter we have divided into 5 pieces. So there are 5 sections. The first section is preparation for war. Second section is signs of victory. Third section is Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. Fourth section is Arjuna's doubts. And fifth section is destruction of dynasty. So one by one, I will ask Siddesh, can you recite this? 5 sections?
Yes, ma'am. The first section is preparation for war. The second one is signs of victory. The third one is Krishna's Bhakta Vatsal. The fourth one is Arjuna's doubts. And the fifth one is destruction of dynasty.
Perfect. Prahlad, would you like to do?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Preparation for war, signs of victory, Krishna's Bhakta Vatsal, Arjuna's doubts, and destruction of dynasty.
Perfect. Anvesha, would you like to go next?
Yes, Mataji. Overview of the first chapter is first, preparation of war. Second, signs of victory. Third, Krishna's Bhakta Vatsala. Four, Arjuna's doubts. And fifth one is destruction of dynasty.
Very good. Bhumi?
Yes, Mataji. Overview for first chapter is preparation for war. Signs for victory. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. Fourth is Arjuna's doubts. And fifth is destruction for dynasty.
Very good. Sridharsh?
First one, preparation for war. Second, signs of victory. Third, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. Fourth is Arjuna's doubt. And fifth one is destruction of dynasty.
Very good. Very good. Shreyaditi?
Overview of first chapter is first, preparation for war. Second, signs of victory. Third, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. Fourth, Arjuna's doubts. And fifth is destruction of dynasty.
Very good. Mansi?
Yes, Mataji. The first is preparation for war. Then it is signs of victory. Then it is Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. Then Arjuna's doubts. And then destruction of dynasty.
Very good. Who else wants to say?
Mataji, can I?
Yes, Neha. Go ahead.
Preparation of war. Signs of victory. Krishna's Bhakta Vatsal. Arjuna's doubts, destruction of dynasty.
Very good. So these are the Ashita, you want to say?
Yes.
Yes.
Overviewing of first chapter. First, preparation of war. Second, signs of victory. Third, Krishna's Bhakta Vatsal. Fourth, Arjuna's doubt. And fifth, destruction of dynasty.
Very good. So these are the 5. Who is that?
I'm Janvi Jaiswal.
Yes, Janvi, go ahead.
First, preparation for war. Second, sign of victory. Third, Krishna is Bhaktavatsal. Fourth, Arjuna doubt. Fifth, destruction of dynasty.
Very good. Toshan Krishna, you want to say?
Preparation for war, signs of victory. Krishna is Bhaktavatsal. Arjuna's doubt, destruction of dynasty.
Very good. Adya?
Mataji, can you please explain the meaning of Bhakta Vatsal?
Yes, I will explain, but first can you recite this?
Yes, Mataji. Overview of the first chapter, preparation for war, signs of victory, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal, Arjun's doubt, destruction of dynasty.
Yeah, fine. So Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal means last time also I think somebody had asked me this question. Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal means
Mataji, I asked.
so Krishna is very dear to his devotees and devotees are very dear to Krishna. So Krishna does everything to protect his devotees. Even he can break his promise, he can do anything to protect his devotees. That is called as Krishna is Bhakta Vatsal. Vatsal means Vatsalya means parental love for devotee. So Krishna has love for his devotees, and then out of that love, he can do anything to protect his devotees. So when you come to that section, I'll explain that in detail. So today, let us come to our first section, that is preparation for war. So this section, preparation for war, it starts from verse number 1 to verse number 12. So, we will recite the first verse today for recitation. So you all will repeat after me one by one, okay? We'll start with Bhumi.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, Bhumi, you can unmute yourself and you will recite after me. Dhritarashtra.
Yes, what Mataji? Can you please repeat?
Yeah. Dhritarashtra uvacha.
Dhritarashtra uvacha.
Dharmashetre kurukshetre.
Dharmashetre kurukshetre.
Samaveta.
Ma'am, please can you repeat?
Samaveta.
Samaveta Yutsava.
Okay. It is difficult, so I'll just first we will do a breakup. Okay, one word I will say. Everybody can mute yourself. Only one person, like Bhumi, can only unmute, and rest of you can mute yourself and still recite behind me. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kuru kshetre samaveta yuyutsava mamaka pandavas chaiva kim akurvata Sanjaya. Okay, now Siddesh. Bhumi can mute yourself. Siddesh can unmute.
Ma'am, I already know this sloka. Can I repeat? Can I tell it alone?
Yes, wonderful.
Dhrushtashtum vacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavetaayutsavah namaka pandavashaiva kimakurvata sanjaya.
Very good. Yeah. Prahlad can recite after me now. Dhritarashtra uvacha. Prahlad, you have to unmute yourself.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Very good. Who, I think many of you know this verse. Who all know? They can recite.
Ma'am, Mataji.
Mataji, I know this verse.
Okay, Shreya Diti can also recite.
Yes, Mataji. धृतराष्ट्रवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुत्सव मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Very good. Next who?
Mataji, can I recite?
See, I can't see. I can see Anvesha. Anvesha, you can say.
Yes, Mataji. धृतराष्ट्रवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सव मामका पाण्डवश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Very good. Sridarsh. I could see Sridarsh now. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. धृतराष्ट्रवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुयुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Very good. Toshan Krishna, you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Mataji.
Yeah.
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच कर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेदायुत्सव मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किम् अकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Very good. Vrinda, you want to say?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Perfect. So, Bhumi, now you can recite after me.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. Dhritarashtra uvacha
धृतराष्ट्र उवाच
dharmakshetre kurukshetre
धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे
samavetaayuyutsava
समवेतायुयुत्सवा
mamaka pandavaschaiva
मामका पाण्डवश्चैव. Ma'am, what is
chaiva
चैव
ma pandavaschaiva
मामका
pandavaschaiva
मामका पाण्डवश्चैव
kimakurvata sanjaya.
किमकुर्वत सञ्जय.
Okay, so this is the first verse. So what is the first section? We just now recited. What is the first section? Preparation for
Preparation for war.
yeah. Now what has happened? Pandavas and Kauravas, both the parties have come to Kurukshetra. And after coming to Kurukshetra, now Dhritarashtra, you know what? Who is Dhritarashtra? Everybody knows Dhritarashtra was the father of Duryodhana. Yeah, father of Duryodhana. And he was blind. Since childhood he was blind, and he was a present king of Hastinapur. So he could not see. Since childhood he had not seen anybody. But now he was very curious to see what is going to happen on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Who is going to win? So this is the first verse that Dhritarashtra is beginning. And he's asking Sanjay. Sanjay is his secretary. So now Dhritarashtra wanted to see. So he told Vyasadev that, I want to see what is happening on the battlefield. So Vyasadev said, no worries. I will give you your eyes for some days. I'll give your eyes vision back so that you can witness what is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Dhritarashtra said, no, I have never seen anybody since childhood. I have never seen. I will not recognize who is who because I have never seen only. So you do one thing. This is Sanjay is my secretary. You give him the vision. So he will sit in my palace and narrate everything to me. That way, I can understand what is happening. So this is the first verse where Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay, Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. He's saying this Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. It is a religious place. Samaveta means they have assembled. Pandavas and my sons have assembled. For what? Yuyutsava, to fight together. Both of them have come to fight. Mamaka, my sons. Pandavas, and Pandavas Pandu Maharaj's son. So Pandavas and my children, both of them have assembled at Dharmashetra Kurukshetra for fighting. Kim Kurvata Sanjaya. So both of them have come. What they are doing, Sanjay? That is Dhritarashtra's question. He's asking, he's curious, what is happening there now? Both of them have come. They have come at Kurukshetra and the war is going to begin. So he's asking Sanjay, what has happened? So this is this opening verse. So as we understand, Dhritarashtra was blind. By birth he was blind, and spiritually also he was blind. He could not accept good advice of Krishna. Krishna gave him so many good advices. Don't fight. Duryodhana, your son Duryodhana is not good. He doesn't listen. He's not righteous. You should punish him. You should not trouble Pandavas. But he could not understand good advice of Krishna. So now he is very anxious. So why he is curious? He thinks that he is also understanding that Kurukshetra is not ordinary place. Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. It is a religious place. So he's thinking Pandavas are righteous. Pandavas are virtuous. They are good people. So he was thinking Pandavas will win. Pandavas will only win the battle. They will not lose. And maybe Duryodhana and my children will lose the battle because of it being a Dharma Kshetra, because of it being a religious place. Religious place will give Pandavas blessings, and that is why Pandavas will only be victorious. So why he thinks like that? So generally, when you have your school competitions, sport competitions, inter-school competitions, when the competition is on your own school ground, you feel, yeah, I will win because this ground, I am used to playing on this ground only. So on our own pitch, you feel that, you are very confident that you will win. So Dhritarashtra is thinking this Dharma Kshetra, this Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra, and Pandavas are also Dharmic. So that means this is their pitch, this is their playground, and they will be victorious in this ground. So like we have seen many of the matches, cricket matches also, wherever the team has played in their own country, they have always emerged, most of the time they have emerged victorious. So one time also, when the team India was playing in India itself, they won the cricket match. So on our own pitch, you have that advantage because, people around us are cheering us and the ground is familiar with us. The climate is suitable for us. So that is why it will always have an advantage to play on our own ground. So similarly, even Dhritarashtra is thinking, because Pandavas are righteous, religious, this religious battlefield is going to have positive effect on Pandavas. So that was his fear. That is why he's asking, what did my sons and Pandavas children do? And second, also he has fear that maybe my children, Duryodhana, he will also improve. Who knows? Because it is a religious place, maybe Duryodhana will also change and he will say, I don't want to fight. But Dhritarashtra does not want any peace negotiation between Kauravas and Pandavas. He wants that a fight should happen. So why he's thinking that Duryodhana also will change? Sometimes if you see, naughty children, even if they are taken to the temple, they feel very nice. They look at the temple, they listen to the kirtan, and there for some time at least they behave nicely. So Dhritarashtra is thinking, although Duryodhana is very naughty, maybe this religious place will also change the mind of my son Duryodhana, and maybe he will make peace, and he doesn't want that. And that is why he is asking this curious question to Sanjay. What did my sons and sons of Pandavas do? Did they fight, or are they going to have peace negotiation? So that was his curiosity. So now this, as we know, Dhritarashtra was very evil. You see, he is asking my sons. That means actually Pandavas and Kauravas, they both belong to Kuru dynasty. They all were Kauravas only. But Dhritarashtra is very carefully telling my sons and Pandavas. He's separating the Pandavas, from his own dynasty. And also, we see that Krishna is personally present on Kurukshetra. So you have seen a gardener. How many of you have garden in your house? You have plants in your house?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Ma'am, I have.
Yes, Mataji,
Yeah.
I also have.
So, with the plants, with your nice plants, even the weeds grow. So what does your mother or your Mali do? Mali do? They will all carefully remove the weeds, because what the weeds do? Weeds take away all the nutrients from the earth, from the ground, and they don't let the actual plant grow. But here at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna is the Mali. He is the gardener, and he is going to remove the weeds. And who are the weeds? All the people who are irreligious, like Duryodhan, Karna, they are irreligious. So Krishna, as a gardener, he is going to remove these weeds and only let good plants like Pandavas remain in the garden. Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So this is what is there in the first verse. So let's go to the second verse. So second verse is, now from second verse onwards, Sanjay. Now Dhritarashtra has asked this question. Now who remembers we had given the breakup, no? How many verses, who spoke? Krishna spoke how many verses?
575.
575.
575.
Yes, 575. How many verses?
75.
Arjuna spoke 83 verses, Sanjay spoke
83
41 verses,
verses, Sanjay spoke 41 verses, and Dhritarashtra spoke 1 verse.
Dhritarashtra spoke only one verse, and that verse we learned right now. Now Dhritarashtra is not going to ask any more questions. So this was the first question, the first words Dhritarashtra spoke. And now rest everything Sanjay is going to narrate. He is going to say, answer this question of Dhritarashtra. What did Pandavas and what did Kauravas do? So the entire Bhagavad Gita, Sanjay is going to narrate what did both of them do. So verse number 2 to verse number 13 is today's section. And Sanjay is going to discuss what did Pandavas and Duryodhan do, Kauravas do. So from verse number second, Duryodhan, there is a discussion between Duryodhan and Dronacharya. Everybody knows who is Dronacharya?
Yes, Mataji.
Pandavas and Kauravas.
He is the guru
Yes,
of Kauravas and Pandavas.
Yeah. So Dronacharya was guru of Pandavas and Kauravas. So this discussion is going to be between Duryodhan and Dronacharya. So Sanjay is going to narrate this discussion between Dronacharya and Duryodhan. So verse number 2 to verse number 12, there is a discussion between Dronacharya and Duryodhana. So let us see what are they discussing. So discussion means Duryodhana is telling Dronacharya some things. He's going to tell many things. So now this section is called as preparation for war. So Duryodhana is actually going to tell what preparation his army has done so that they can win the battle, and what preparation Pandavas have done so that they can win the battle. So this preparation he is going to discuss with his teacher Dronacharya. So let us see what preparation both of the armies have done. What preparation Dronacharya's army, Duryodhana's army has done, what preparation Pandava's army has done. So let us see one by one. So second verse is Sanjaya Uvacha Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Yudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. So Sanjay is saying, after listening to Dhritarashtra's question, Sanjay is saying, Sanjaya Uvacha means Sanjay is saying, Drishtva tu Pandavanikam. Drishtva means after seeing Pandava's army. Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastada. Duryodhana watched carefully Pandava's army. Acharyam Upasangamya. He went to his Acharya Drona. He went to his teacher Raja Vachanam Abravit, and he said this following verse. So what is this verse saying? Sanjay is saying, my dear king, you are asking me what happened between Pandavas and what happened between Kauravas. Listen, your son, there is so much D, I just keep forgetting. So your son Duryodhana has gone to his teacher Dronacharya, and he's saying he is watchful. He is watching the Pandavas' army, and after watching the Pandavas' army, he went to his teacher Dronacharya and said the following words. Now, what words did he say? That is in the third verse. So, third verse, I will just say, Paschyatam Panduputranam Acharyam Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tavashishchena Dhimata. So, he's saying, Duryodhana is saying, Paschyatam Panduputranam. My dear teacher, Acharya, look at the Pandavas' army. Paschyatam Panduputranam. Look at the army of Pandavas. Acharya Mahatim Chamu. Vyudham Drupada Putrena. So now, every army has a Senapati. Now, the Senapati of Kaurava's army was Bhishma and Dronacharya. There was no one Senapati. There were many Senapatis. Every now and then they kept changing. So even Dronacharya was a Senapati, Bhishma was a Senapati. So actually first Bhishma became a Senapati, and then Dronacharya became, then Karna became. So he's saying, and Pandava's Senapati was Drupada Putra. Vyudham Drupada Putrena. Drupad Putra was Drishtadumna. So he was Drupad, King Drupad's son. Now we know who was Drupad. Everybody knows who is Drupad?
Draupadi's brother.
Draupadi's brother.
No, Drupad was Draupadi's father. Drishtadumna was Draupadi's brother. So we know, actually before going into this words, let us first understand who was Drupad and why they are fighting together. Why Duryodhana is actually telling about Drupad over here. Actually, Duryodhana is very, very cunning and he's very diplomat. He knows what to speak where. So purposefully he's coming to Dronacharya and speaking about Drupad Putra. See, Drupad and Dronacharya were childhood friends. They were studying in one school. They were studying in one only Gurukul. So Drupad was actually a king's son. That means he was a prince. And Dronacharya was a very poor Brahmana. So he did not have any wealth. So both of them became very good friends in Gurukul. And when they had great friendship in Gurukul, they promised each other that we'll never forget our friendship. We'll always remain good friends. Whatever happens, good times, bad times, we'll always remain good friends. So, then they finished their education, they graduated, and they went back to their own places. They went back to their own kingdom. Dronacharya came to his small hermit. He had a small house. He also got married. He had a son. Drupad also went to his kingdom. He became a king. He also got married. He had sons. So one day what happened? Dronacharya had a son called Ashwathama. And he was very poor. They did not even have a cow. So all the neighboring children would drink milk. And they would tell Ashwathama, today I drank milk. My cow is so nice. She gives so much milk. And such sweet milk she gives. And we are drinking milk. And see, we are so healthy. And Ashwathama had never tasted milk because they were very poor. They did not have any cow. So Ashwathama would always come and cry, to his mother and say, how does that milk taste? I don't know. I also want to drink milk. So Ashwathama's mother, she becomes very despondent. My child, I can't even give him a glass of milk. So what she does, she makes that rice kanji. You know what is rice kanji? You make cook rice, you overcook the rice and make a starch out of that rice. That is called rice kanji, and that looks white. So she gave that white rice starch to Ashwathama, and then he drank it. And then he went and told his friends that even I drank milk today. So everybody started laughing. Hey, that was not milk. Your mother has cheated you. And again he started crying. Oh, I don't have milk and my mother is cheating. So somehow, Dronacharya saw that, my son is so despondent, is not very happy. So he thinks, let me go to my friend. My friend has become a big king. He has a good kingdom, and he has promised me that he'll always remain my friend. So I'll go and ask a cow from him. So he goes to Drupad and he says that, I want a cow, my dear friend. Do you remember? I'm a Gurukul friend. Yeah, so can you give me a cow? Now Drupad has changed. After becoming a king, Drupad has become very, very proud, and he insults Dronacharya. He said, "How dare! I am a such a royal king, and I'm so wealthy, and you are such a poor Brahmana. You don't even have a cow. How can you call me a friend? Go away. And if you want some charity, as a Brahmana, I will give you a charity, but not as a friend. We are not equals." And that's how he insults him and he drives him away. So Dronacharya was very, very upset. And Dronacharya thinks that now I am going to take revenge. So he goes to this Kauravas, kingdom, and then Bhishma and the Dhritarashtra, they appoint him as a teacher, and then he teaches Kauravas and Pandavas very nicely archery, how to use all the weapons in the warfare. And after Pandavas and Kauravas have nicely studied their archery, he told them, as a Guru Dakshina, I want you to go to Drupad and held him captive. You have to go fight a war with him and bring him. You have to bring Drupad, and then I will take the revenge from Drupad because he had insulted me. So, Kauravas go, but they cannot actually, win that battle with Drupad. They come like that only. And then Pandavas go. And Pandavas are successful, and they held this Drupad captive, by the robes. And Dronacharya becomes very happy. So, once you have brought the king, and the king has lost the battle, that means the kingdom is now Dronacharya. He said, now I've got the kingdom. Now we are equal. Now even I am the king. You are lost your kingdom now. Now we are equal. Now tell me what you want. You had forgotten friendship, but I will not forget this friendship. Tell me what you want now. I'll give you anything. Now Drupad is becoming very angry, and he thinks now I should take revenge. So thinking like that, Dronacharya just insults him and leaves him. He gives away his kingdom also. But Drupad is very, very anxious now. He goes and he does one yagya, and he prays to the Lord that I want a son who can kill Dronacharya. So he does that yagya, and from that Havan Kund comes Drishtadumna, who was going to kill Dronacharya in future. And again next comes a daughter called Draupadi. So this Draupadi and Drishtadumna both are children of Drupad. So now Drishtadumna also, when they were born, they didn't come as babies. They came as youth only. Draupadi was also a young girl, and Drishtadumna was also a young boy. So Drupad, what he did, he came to Dronacharya only. He told Dronacharya, why don't you teach my son also archery and make him also, expert in archery, like you had made it Arjuna. So Dronacharya said, no worries, I'll take him. So he teaches Drishtadumna everything, how to do Dhanur Vidya, Talwar Bazi, and spade and all the weaponry, he teaches him. So it's one very important lesson we can learn from Dronacharya is, Dronacharya very well knew that Drishtadumna is born only to kill me. But Dronacharya never considers that. He thinks, yes, I am born, one day or the other, I am going to die. So never mind, Drishtadumna might kill me, it's okay. But I am a teacher. And as a teacher, it's my duty to teach the student. So if a student is approaching me to study, I will teach. So I will not give up my duty by the fear of, just fearing my death, I will not give up my duty. So we see today, this is a pandemic time. Last year, we saw many people died of COVID, and our doctors and paramedical staff and nurses, they were, although they were so much threatened, the virus had threatened them also, they were risking their life. They did not think, we should save our lives, we should run away, we should sit at home, why should we cure them? No, they took risk and they tried to save so many people, and many of the doctors died, nurses died. So this is the mentality which even Dronacharya thought, never mind if I die, but my duty is to teach, and I will teach. I will not consider, whether Drishtadumna kills me or doesn't kill me. So this is a very important lesson that we can learn from Dronacharya. So now, after Drishtadyumna, now why Duryodhana has come to him, to Dronacharya, is telling, see, now Drishtadyumna has become the Senapati of Pandava's army, and he has very nicely assembled the army. The army of Pandavas is arrayed very nicely, and I am fearful they are maybe so expertly he has done it. Why he's telling Dronacharya is such a fool. Actually, sarcastically he's telling, why did you teach Drishtadyumna? You knew he is going to kill you, but nevertheless you taught him. Now see, he's standing opposite to you, and maybe he will kill you. So actually, Dhritarashtra very well knows that Dronacharya is partial to Pandavas. Arjuna is his favorite. So that is why, because he should not remain partial, he's telling, friend of you, who is it? It is Drishtadyumna, and he is just born to kill you. So now don't be partial. You fight with great rigor. And also in history, similarly, we saw this was a selfish friendship. The Drupad and Dronacharya had selfish friendship. With time, it changed. This friendship also changed. It faded away. But we see another thing also. Even Krishna and Sudama, they were friends in their childhood in Gurukul. But Sudama was also very poor Brahmana. Krishna was a prince. But later, when Krishna became a king in Dwarka, he was a very poor Brahmana. He went to Dwarka and he wanted some charity. But Krishna welcomed Sudama very nicely. He washed his feet. He gave him nice food, and he gave him a palace. He gave him lots of wealth. So there was difference between Krishna and Sudama's friendship and Drupad and Dronacharya's friendship. Drupad and Dronacharya's friendship was selfish, and Krishna and Sudama's friendship was selfless. That was real friendship. Everybody is understanding now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So, so very expertly, Dronacharya is trying to tell now. Duryodhana is trying to tell Dronacharya, now you should fight nicely, because who is in front of you? Drishtadyumna is in front of you. Now you have to kill them. You have to kill the Pandavas. Otherwise, he will kill you. So now next verse. Atra Shura Maheshvasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratashcha Drupadashcha Maharata. Now verse number 4, 5, 6. Duryodhana is telling the list of the people who are on Pandava side. Now we'll just see the list. Okay, I will not recite the verses. So let us see who are the people on Pandava side, which Duryodhana is mentioning. So this is what? Preparation for war. So preparation for war में क्या करना पड़ता है? You have to take estimation. अरे who all are there? Who are there on the Pandava side? Okay, Bhima is there, Arjuna is there, Virat, Yudhan, Drupad, Drishtaketu, Chekitan, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kuntibo, Shaibya, Yudhamanyu, Uttamaoja, Subhadra's son Abhimanyu, and Draupadi's 5 sons. So he is listing Pandava's side. So first thing he is telling about Bhim and Arjun. So actually, Duryodhana was very fearful of Bhim and Arjun. Why? Because from childhood, Duryodhana and Bhima always had a tussle. They always had a fight. So Duryodhana knew that if I have to, lose, I have threat only from Bhima. Bhima is equally powerful. So if I lose only, I will lose from Bhima. And Arjuna also, he knew that Arjuna was also very powerful. So he only feared these two, Bhima and Arjun. So continuously it is Bhima and Arjun, Bhima and Arjun, Bhima and Arjun. So he's very fearful. That shows that he's fearful of Bhima and Arjun only. So he's listing these people. And then after listing Bhima and Arjun, he is listing people on his side. So who are the people on his side? So actually he's very, very fearful of Bhima and Arjun, but he's telling, but never mind. Listen to people who are there in my army. He's telling Bhishma is there, Karna is there, Kripacharya is there, Ashwathama is there, Vikarna is there, Somadatta called Bhurishrava is there. And he's telling yourself, Dronacharya, you are there. And my 100 brothers are there, sons of Dhritarashtra. So many people are there on my side. Yes,
Ma'am, there are 101 sons of Dhritarashtra.
No, total 100. He's telling he and including him, there were 100 sons of Dhritarashtra.
Okay.
And one daughter. Dhritarashtra had one more daughter. So they were 101. So he's listing his side and he listed the Pandava side. So this is how you make estimation. Preparation of war means you're estimating Pandava strength and my army strength so that you can fight. So when you, if many of you must have learned karate, when you go for any karate competition, you see, when you go for the competition, you see who all are there, my opponents. Then you make estimation. If this boy will come, maybe I will lose, because he is very strong. I know the way he fights. So Duryodhana is also trying to make an estimation, and he thinks only Arjuna and Bhima I fear. Rest all we can manage. But he says, Dronacharya, never mind. See, from my side, they are so powerful. Bhishma, Anvita, you please mute yourself. It echoes if you unmute yourself. Anvita, you are muting yourself now, beta. Anvita? Okay. So Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwathama, Vikarna. Now we see Bhishma. Bhishma is very powerful, we know. Karna is also powerful. Kripacharya is powerful. But we see Ashwathama is not powerful. Why then Duryodhana is mentioning Ashwathama's name? Because he knows Dronacharya. He's talking to Dronacharya. So he's flattering. Your son Ashwathama is so powerful. So Dronacharya feels, yeah, my son is powerful. Very, very, very good. Then he is telling about Vikarna. Vikarna is also not very powerful. But why is mentioning Vikarna? Because while Draupadi was insulted in the assembly when she was disrobed in the assembly, only Vikarna, out of this 100 brothers, only Vikarna spoke to Duryodhana that my brother, this is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. So he thought maybe Vikarna will turn away and he will go to Pandava side. So he's also pacifying Vikarna. Vikarna is also very powerful. Vikarna also thinks that I am so very powerful. Duryodhana is giving me such importance. So like that, he's speaking very diplomatically. He's trying to manage everybody very nicely so that they remain to his size only. So one very important thing we see is when he's mentioning about Pandava's side, he is mentioning so many people, but he didn't mention Krishna. Did you see he mentioned Krishna? Nowhere he forgot Krishna's name. He didn't consider Krishna only. Earlier when he went to Dwarka also, we saw that he did not ask for Krishna. He asked for the Narayani Sena because he considered Krishna very weak. What Krishna is going to do? Krishna is not going to take weapon also. He's just a Sarthi. Krishna is of no use. He thinks Krishna is not a threat in my life. Krishna will do nothing. So he's not even mentioning Krishna's name. But very important thing, we have to understand this equation. We have to always remember that we just saw the story of that lady also, the celebrity lady, how she took Krishna. She made Krishna as as her charioteer. She made Krishna drive her life and how her life changed. So we also have to understand this equation. Our wealth in our life, whatever gadgets we have, wealth we have, it is like a zero. Wealth is like a zero. Our house is like a zero. Your gadgets, your belongings are like zero. So 0 plus 0 plus 0, how much?
Zero.
Yes. So these are all zeros. Why they are zeros? Because it will remain with us until we are alive. Once we are dead, they will remain here only. So they are zeros. So what will make these zeros valuable? So Krishna is like that one. So when you add Krishna in your life, so this one before so many zeros has a great value. So there were how many zeros? There were 6 zeros and we added Krishna, which is like 1. Krishna is like 1. Now the value
10 lakh.
Now this value which was 0 has become 10 lakhs now. So when you add Krishna in our life becomes very valuable. But Duryodhana did not understand this equation. He did not consider Krishna a threat at all. And he did not think Krishna was very valuable. That is why he never asked for Krishna. by his side. He asked for Narayani Sena, and Narayani Sena is like a zero only. So he asked for many zeros, but left Krishna for Arjuna only. So Arjuna was very intelligent. He took Krishna, and Duryodhana was very less intelligent, and he took only Narayani Sena. So further, now, 8th verse. Bhakti, can you please show the 8th verse? Let's go back to the verses now. Yeah. So till, verse number 6, he told about Pandava's side, who all are there. And then 7th verse, he told about his side. Yeah. 7th and 8th verse, he's telling about Duryodhana's side, who are there in Duryodhana's side. He's telling about Bhishma, Karna, we saw just now. And then 9th verse is telling Annecha bhava shura madarthe tyakta jivita nana shastra praharana sarve yuddha visharada. So now he just mentioned very few names from his side. 7 names only he said. And then he's telling Annecha bhavas. There are many more. He's saying there are Annecha bhava shura. Shurvir. बहुत सारे और शूरवीर है from at my side. Mad arthe tyakta jivita, who are at my side. And mad arthe, for my sake. Mad arthe means for my sake. Tyakta jivita, they are ready to give up their life also. So here you can see Vyasdev has written Bhagavad Gita in such a way, he has compiled it in such a way that he is giving some prediction. He is telling already, Duryodhana is only telling that for my sake, these people are going to die. So he is also telling that these people are going to die. Why? Because they have taken my side. Duryodhana's people, whoever has taken side of Duryodhana, they are going to die. So he's also saying, Annecha bhavashura madarte tyakta jivita. There are so many more people at my side and they are ready to give life for my sake. They are ready to die. Nana shastra praharana sarve yuddha visharada. And they are Nana shastra. Different weapons, they know how to, use different weapons. And they are visharada. They are expert in, doing the battle, fighting the battle. They are very vishara, they are expert. This is how the Duryodhana is mentioning. Then next is saying aparyaptam tad asmakam balam bhima bhi rakshetam. He's telling in the 10th verse is telling aparyaptam tad asmakam. Aparyaptam means my army is aparyapt. बहुत सारे army है मेरे. Because we saw Kaurava's army was 11 auctionees. Now let us see what is auctionee. Just have a look at this slide. Then you will understand auctionee means how much. Yeah. So one auctionee consists of 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 65,610 horses, 1,09,350 infantry. So all this together is one auctionee.
Ma'am, what is infantry?
Infantry means soldiers.
Okay, ma'am.
Pedal Sainik. So this all Milke is one auctionee. So how many auctionees Kauravas had? 11 auctionees. And Pandavas had only 7 auctionees. So Duryodhana is telling now in 10th verse, O Paryaptam tadasmakam. My army is unlimited. There are 11 auctionees and Pandava's army is very limited. He's telling my army is unlimited and it is protected by grandfather Bhishma. And Pandava's army is very limited and it is protected by Bhima. So again and again he's taking the name of Bhima. That shows that he is so fearful of Bhima. Bhima is just telling about Bhima. And then he's telling, then again he is thinking in the 11th verse, what will Dronacharya think? I am telling only about Bhishma. Dronacharya might think, why I am less powerful or what? Why he's talking about only Dronacharya? So then he says, yeah, Bhishma is there, my dear teacher, but he is very old. So what you will have to do? So he thinks that, Duryodhana is thinking, if I just keep flattering Bhishma, others will think that I am not giving them importance. So he's telling, yes, Bhishma is there, but he is old. So that is why Karna, Dronacharya, all of you have to protect Bhishma so that he can fight for us. So he is applying butter to everybody, to Karna, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Vikarna, Ashwathama. He's just buttering everybody so that they'll fight nicely for him. So, one very important lesson we see is, quality is important than quantity. We see the Pandavas' army is very limited and Kauravas' army is more than the Pandavas. But quality is always better than quantity. So we also we see in this world also, there was a Vietnam War between US, America and Vietnam, which is a very small country. But Vietnam, although they were a very small country and their army was just a very little army, but still they they fought with US army and they won the battle. Vietnam people won the battle. So it doesn't matter whether the army is small or big, but how expert the army is, that is very important. And how united the army is, that is important. So we see, Kauravas' army, they were not united. They were always fighting amongst themselves. The Pandavas' army, they were little, but they were very united. They used to always be united and do things together. Then in verse number 12 again, Bhakti, can you show the verse? Yeah. Ayeneshu cha sarveshu yata bhagana avastita bhishmam evabhirakshantu bhavantam sarveva tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddha pitamaha simmanadam vinadyauchay shankam dadmu pratavavan. So after listening this, blah, 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 blah of Duryodhan, Bhishma understood that this fellow is, fearful of Arjuna and Bhima. And simply, he is just, buttering us so that we can fight nicely. And he is also, fearful that he might lose the battle. So we understood that actually Duryodhana is very upset. He is very weak at heart. So just to encourage Duryodhana, what he did, Bhishma blew his conch shell. He took out his conch shell, and what he did in the 13th verse, Tatha Shankascha Bhairyascha Panavanaka Gomukha Sasaiva Abhyahanyanta Sasabdastu Bhava. So Bhishma took his conch shell and you blew it. So when you blew the conch shell, what happens? When you blow the conch shell, that means now we are prepared for war. Now we are not going to go back. The war is inevitable. Now we are going to fight. So this is how Bhishma, to make Duryodhana very happy, he blew the conch shell. Yes, my dear grandson, don't worry, I'm going to fight for you. We all are going to fight on your side only. Don't worry. We will fight nicely. So to make him happy, he blew his conch shell. Yeah, so we see, why we might think, why they are blowing the conch shells? They're saying, Tatha Shankascha Bhairyascha. There were many instruments. Svikruti, can you please note yourself? Yeah. So, there in the 13th verse, they are saying that Tatha Shankascha Bhairyascha. So everybody started blowing their conch shells. So you see, during your sports day, when the sports begin, what happens? They start beating the drum. Then your PT teacher will have a whistle, they will blow the whistle so that the tournament begins. So now the war is going to begin. And before the war begins, they started beating so many instruments. They started blowing, everybody started blowing the conch shells, the drums, the bugles, the trumpets, and the horns. And suddenly they started making huge sound. It was such a loud sound. So one may think, why they have to make so much noise? They are going to, have a battle now. And why they are playing drums and all that? So, for every occasion in Vedic lifetime, they used to play some instruments. Like during marriages, you see there is something called Sanai Vadan. Shehnai, during marriages, they blow this very beautiful Shehnai. So for every occasion, there is some instrument to set a mood. For parties also, when you invite somebody for party, then you play some music. When you have some puja in your house, you play some nice Purusha Sukta or nice mantras. So for war also, they had various instruments to set a mood. Now these instruments were very, very loud. To make a very loud sound. Why? They were all warriors, to to instill that, that mood that yes, now I'm going to fight. They started playing this drums very loudly. Yes, now the war is going to begin. So to instill that mood, yes, now the war is going to begin, they started playing this drums and bugles and all these weapons. So this is all what was there in this section. First section, preparation for war. So we saw very nicely Duryodhan explained what was the preparation on Pandava's side, what was the preparation on Kaurava's side, who were on Kaurava's side, who all were there on Pandava's side. So he very nicely drawing the estimation between both the armies. And now the war is going to begin. So next time, next Sunday when we meet, we will see the next section, that signs of victory. So today we saw preparation for war. So quickly, we have just for 14 minutes more. We will just do a quick recap what we did today. So in the beginning, we again spoke about Kurukshetra, how, at the end of the war, actually, Duryodhana went outside Kurukshetra, but Balramji again brought him to Kurukshetra so that even if he dies, he should die at Kurukshetra and then he can go to heaven. And then then they came to Kurukshetra, then Pandavas and Kauravas, Duryodhana and Arjuna, they went to many kings. So come and fight with us, come and take our side. And they went to Krishna also. But Duryodhana chose Narayani Sena and Krishna chose, Arjuna chose Krishna. Then we saw that story of that lady also, who was a singer, how she brought the deity of Krishna and Arjuna, and then how she got good luck and how Krishna guided her life. And then we saw that what is the chapter name? We also saw what is the chapter name. First chapter name is Observing the Armies on the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. It has 46 verses. So just like, we cannot eat the whole pizza, round pizza. We have to cut it into pieces, and then only we can eat it, easily. Similarly, the entire chapter cannot be studied at a glance. So we are dividing it into sections. So we have divided this entire chapter into 5 sections. So the 5 sections were preparation for war, signs of victory, Krishna is Bhaktavatsal, Arjuna's doubts, and 5th one is destruction of dynasty. So today we saw the first section, that was preparation for war. And in preparation for war, we saw Dhritarashtra asking question to Sanjay. Dhritarashtra is blind. From childhood he is blind. And so he's asking his secretary Sanjay, what did my children and children of Pandavas do? And then Sanjay is explaining. Dhritarashtra is only recited one verse, and that was one verse we have recited. And Sanjay started telling the discussion between Dronacharya and Duryodhana. And then Duryodhana tried to tell Dronacharya what you have done. You have taught Drishtadumna, Drupad's son you have taught, who is going to kill you. And then he started telling Pandava's side, there are so many people. My side, there are so many people. Bhishma is there, but Bhishma is now old. So you all only have to take care. You have to protect Bhishma so that he can, fight nicely. And then Bhishma, understanding that my grandson Duryodhana is very anxious about this outcome of this battle. So just to pacify him, he blew his conch shell. And then we saw why they are playing so many instruments on the battlefield, because to set a mood. For every occasion, we have to have a music so that for that occasion we can set a mood. So for war also you have to set a mood. So loud instruments and instruments were played so that the warriors can be instilled with vigor and they are ready to fight. So this is how we saw today's session. Preparation for war ends here. So next time, next Sunday, we will see the second session, that is called as signs of victory. So everybody understood this section?
Yes, Mataji.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. I am now going to give, we have 10 minutes, so I'll ask if anybody has any questions, they can ask. So one by one, I can see Siddesh. Siddesh?
Ma'am, last time Maharaj Kuru was telling the land, right? Then Lord Indra came and told whoever dies here in a battle, they will go to heaven. And what was the one more thing?
Yeah, whoever fasts, whoever goes to Kurukshetra and does fasting till death. He doesn't eat anything. He fasts and he dies, then they will also go to heaven.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Siddesh. Yeah, Anvesha, you have a question?
Mataji, I have written all verses from 1 to 10, but I didn't understand what is written in 11 and 12. What does it say? 11 and
Okay.
12, what does it say?
Okay. Very nice question. Okay. अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागम अवस्थिता भीष्मम एवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्तं सर्व एव हि. He is saying in this verse only that अयनेषु च सर्वेषु. He is telling all of you what you all should do. यथा भागम अवस्थिता भीष्मन एवाभिरक्षन्तु. भीष्म, you have to रक्षन्तु. भीष्म की रक्षा करना है आपको. Bhishma is very old, so you people have to protect Bhishma so that Bhishma can fight for us. So this is the meaning of this verse. And then he is telling 12th verse, Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham Kuru Vriddha Pitamaha. Kuru Vriddha Pitamaha means, Vriddha means old, Pitamaha means Bhishma. So looking at Dronacharya's, Duryodhana's anxiety, Pitamaha Bhishma started smiling and he understood that Duryodhana is actually very fearful of the outcome of the battle. And that is why he started blowing his conch shell. Shankam Dadmu Pratapavan. So then he blew his conch shell. This is the meaning of verse number 12. Okay, Anvesha? Right.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of 13? Verse
To me,
13?
do you have any question?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, can you tell that Aukshini consists of?
Yeah, I will show you the slide again. You all can write it down if you want.
Ma'am, what is
Yes,
the meaning
Mataji, I
of
want to
13
write.
shloka?
One second. Let us finish Bhumi's doubts and then we will go to others. Okay, don't ask together. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 65,610 horses, 1,09,350 infantry. This all together consists of one Aukshani Sena. Neha has a question. Neha?
Yes, Mataji. What is the
Yes.
meaning of chariots?
Chariots means Rath. You know Rath?
No, Mataji.
You don't know Rath?
No, Mataji.
Arey, four horses are driving the chariot. See, this is the chariot. Krishna is driving this chariot. This is called chariot. This is called Rath. We can see Anvita on that chariot. Understood?
Mataji, I have a doubt.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Svikruti, you have a doubt?
I joined little bit late due to network issues. So actually,
Okay.
I want to ask, but in that, while you were talking about that military one, so in that, what is
Yeah.
the meaning of that infantry? In that Akshoni?
Infantry means soldiers who are on foot. They walk. And chariots, elephants, horses, there are army on these chariots. There is one soldier on each elephant, one soldier on each horses. And infantry means they are pedal. They are walking on foot. Understood?
Mataji, I thought infantry, so I thought infant means babies.
No, babies. What will babies do on the
Nice,
battle?
Mataji. That's why I asked.
Yeah. Anybody else has any question?
Ma'am, 13th shloka's meaning?
Who is asking, beta? I can't see.
Siddesh, ma'am.
Yes, Siddesh.
13th shloka's meaning, ma'am. I did not understand.
Tatha Shankascha Bhairyascha. Tatha Shanka means all people started blowing conch shells, Shankas. Bhairyascha means large drums. Then Panavanaka Gomukha. Panavanaka is small drums and kettle drums. And Gomukha means cow horns, cow and buffalo and bull's horn. That also can be blown. So they blowing and playing these instruments. So this is the meaning of this verse. Everybody started blowing the different conch shells, bugles, drums to set the mood for battle now. Now battle is going on. Okay. Anybody else has any question? Nikhil, you have
Mataji,
a question today? Yes, Anvesha.
Mataji, so the Kauravas only played the instruments?
No, everybody played. Next section we will see Pandavas also playing the instruments. Okay.
Mataji,
Who is it? Siddesh?
Mataji Bhumi.
Yes, Bhumi.
Mataji, I am not getting quiz.
Not getting what?
Means Mataji, when you are sending that link, no, the page
Okay.
is opening.
Okay. You are not getting the quiz. You are saying?
No, Mataji, when I am clicking it.
Okay, we'll check better. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Anybody else has any question, any doubt?
No, Mataji.
Mataji,
Yes, Mansi?
Mataji, I wasn't able to attend the last 2 classes because of my exam, so I don't know what you
No
had
problem.
taught in
Better
the
you
last
can,
class.
yeah, you can go through the recordings, in this week, and then you will understand everything. Then from
Okay,
fourth,
Mataji.
then you will be with
And
us.
what about the quiz?
Yeah, quiz also will be sending better.
Okay, Mataji.
Then you will get the quiz also on the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. Yes, who's asking? Anvesha.
Yes, Mataji. You're only giving 5 questions in the quiz.
Yeah, we are giving only 5 questions in the quiz. 5 are enough, I feel. You are a very small children. Nikhil is asking, I didn't understand.
Ma'am, I was not able to check last week, so quiz is already posted.
Yeah, it is already posted. It was already posted.
Okay, ma'am, I will do it tomorrow.
No problem. So
Ma'am, will
thank
you get my results? Result of my quiz.
Yes, I got everybody's. Thank you so much. So yes, we end here, and I'm really very happy to be with all of you. Everybody's liking? Everybody's understanding?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm so very happy to be with all of you. And stay tuned. See you next Sunday with another excited and exciting session. Okay. Thank you very much. Anybody's asking a question? Yes. Who's it? Toshan. Yes. Toshan Krishna. Yes, beta. Tell me.
I'm not in that group.
Okay, we will add you. Okay. You have registered?
Yes.
Okay. All those who have registered now, then that link is sent to them so that they can join the WhatsApp group.